So here is Roman, and this is my first real session with him. So just working on a little bit of a approach and retreat and seeing where he finds it kind of most comfortable for me to build on that kind of communication of touch and kind of who I am, and what I'm doing. So we are in a smaller pin here. This is a 24 by 24. So a little bit smaller than like the 60-foot round pin. So really trying to make clear that when I can touch, then I move to the other side of the pin. And I'm just going to give him time here and see how he feels about that. Again, every horse is very different about where they want you to kind of come in and touch. He actually has positioned me on his right eye. So just working a little bit with movement in that space. And seeing if I can get the left eye a little bit. But he lets me go in and touch his right cheek, which I always find interesting. I've had actually Eton, the previous black Mustang that I've had, really found comfort in touching of, it's actually his left cheek. So then I'm just working on seeing if I can, I'm just kind of like playing around here, trying to figure out what he likes, seeing if I can get him to kind of come into both hands. In my mind, this is kind of work at, because he got his halter off, so working to where I could use both hands to get a halter back on him. And also, if I can get them to let me touch their face, I try to do a little bit of massage, and it helps me for if they have any bugs in their eyes. If I can get them a little bit comfortable with this touch, which you can't really see, but he's letting me kind of touch all around and under his throat latch. So I'm just kind of like taking the moment here, and he's enjoying a little bit of the rub right in front of the eye there. That can tend to be a spot where they like to be rubbed and give a little bit of a release. And then kind of do the same thing again. Go into where he thought that felt good. Because again, I want him to have my touch to be associated with a positive feeling. So it's very interesting with these guys. Some can be really comfortable with the touch of your hand, but sometimes, for instance, like Zephyr, touch in the beginning was just a bit too electric. But this guy seems like he handles my touch, pretty well for the most part. So going in and trying to see where I can find he's a little comfortable, and just waiting a little bit here. And he is already comfortable, at least like if the bugs are by his legs. He's not too worried about me, and he'll bend down and scratch a leg, which that's also some indicators too. And here he kind of comes in a little bit, so I have to be a little careful. But there is a little bit of a dance in the beginning of holding your ground, releasing, and having a calm, quiet energy as well. So I went back to kind of playing with the idea of having my two hands and seeing if he would kind of just place his head in between my two hands, which he does. That was actually a really fun moment. And so when he placed his head in my hands, I released there and walked away. And then it was really fun to see him kind of draw to me then. So I went back to the two hands to see if he wanted to kind of put himself there. And we're just kind of figuring each other out, I think. And then he kind of comes in and I try to give him a really nice soft massage on those facial nerves. And again, every horse is different. Right now I'm kind of placing myself, you could say, in a dangerous position because I'm right directly in front of him. But you'll see I kind of try to go to the side. I know that he's starting to feel comfortable with that left cheek touch. And then seeing if he'll just find the two hands again. And seems to be accepting that for a bit longer. And again, if we can kind of be their friend, especially when it gets pretty buggy, they're looking for a little bit of relief sometimes, so we can kind of be there to help. And then it makes it easier when they're a little bit more relaxed about it because we can, put the fly mask on or add the fly ointment if we need to. But I'm going to go back and ask with my two hands again. This has been kind of a really fun session. Just trying to figure out him a little bit. Here he lets me kind of do this even a little bit longer. And again, some horses don't even want you to touch their face. You have to go in and work by the shoulder or the neck, but he is finding a little bit of comfort there. So that was really interesting to me. So I kind of let that ended there, and he thought it was time for his alfalfa hay. So it was a really good first session with Roman.